And, you know, I'm sat here, you know, in front of a fire telling stories about these two brothers from Regordon. One of them, you know, was autistic, and the other, you know, had his issues, worked offshore. And that's me. You know, that's my family, that's me. I'm telling stories about us. And for me, you know, we'll be remembered forever for being the strongest brothers to ever live. But I think we'll be remembered for a lot more than just that. And that's my hope.
Whoa, this is the one I'm like, I need to articulate it right, because I don't think I've ever articulated it right, but you and Tom are the strongest brothers to ever live. But I believe you might be the strongest brothers who will ever live. Do you know the distinction, right? It makes sense. You might be the strongest brothers who will ever live. Like, you are definitely the strongest brothers who have ever lived. That's through all the history. There's no generation thousands of years ago or hundreds of years ago, whatever, was training strength the way that we do today. And humans are at a very high end of that capability right now. So the chances of this happening again are very slim. Humans might be extinct, and you two will go down as the strongest brothers who ever lived. Like, it will transcend generation. Like, can you quantify it in your head? Like, does it mean anything?
Yeah, it's like me saying it's pretty cool does it an injustice, but it's like, you know, when like we're sitting around the fireplace just now, it's like a couple hundred years ago, people were sitting around fireplaces telling stories, and there were two brothers lived 100 years ago, could lift that stone, and they were the strongest brothers that's ever lived. So effectively we're doing that just now, but we're talking about ourselves. I truly believe that we'll be the strongest brothers that's ever walked the planet of Earth, like, or whatever we walk in the future. Tom and I will be the strongest brothers. Like, that's it. That's not me being cocky or arrogant or anything. That's like, show me that I'm wrong. If there's two sets of brothers out there, just go and do it. You know, it feels very like almost like overwhelming to think that's what we've done. You know, because again, when I said it, that little small bit of self-belief, we could be the strongest brothers. But I said we will be the strongest brothers to ever live. The enormity of that fact isn't ever lost in me. So I want to be the strongest man in the world. That's fucking insane. You know, it's such a massive task, and sometimes for me, you know, if you get caught up in it, you get caught up in that kind of the awe factor of it. So that's why it's nice to have that team around you that kind of reassure you, kind of give you that cuddle, give you that kind of ability to be grounded and just come back down and realise that, yeah, it's a cool thing to do, but it's well within your grasp. And that's where the self-belief comes from me, I think.
Today's video and the documentary was made possible at Mulliganbrothers.com, where the new Memento Mori poster is available. Use code STOIC at checkout for 10% off. It's a poster to remind you that you're going to die. If that sounds interesting, head to the link in the description and use code STOIC. But before that, let's dive back into the video. We spoke last night about the Shiheng Yu philosophy, that the Buddha hand, the demon hand, Buddha heart, which I see massively in you. I know everything that you decide to do. In my opinion, I think you do it for the good. Like, I do genuinely think that. But pre-competition, you know, I'd say backstage, pre-competition, like, I don't think demon hand is the word for it. Like, you are like possessed. Like, you're a different person. Well, you're not a different person. That's who you are. It's obviously it's always there. It's always present. And I'm just, what is going through your head at that point? Like what is that? Who is that person?
Yeah, it's weird. Because I watch back, like say when I'm going up for like a heavy log or a heavy deadlift, whatever, and I'm like, fucking hell, that guy's intense. And I think a lot of people probably think it's like put on and you can't be that. But it's like, when I talk about energy, it's like that energy is just there, and you're like, oh, just fuck, give me something. Like you need to. Oh, like everything is just tight and not angry, but just energy. That's what I feel like a ball of energy sometimes, and like that's my. Like you get some people that think, oh, strong man, it's not. It is what it is, blah blah blah. But like, it's a privilege for me to be in these shows, man. It's like, how many people would sacrifice so much to be where I am, so, excuse me, that doesn't, like, that's there in my head, so I'm like, right, I'm that person, I can be the world's strongest man, I need to do everything, so, it sounds really bad sometimes, but, like, when you're in that mindset, you just don't care, like, nothing, the only thing you've got to care about is that next event, and as soon as that event's done, you're like, oh, that was good, that was all right, that was fine. And you kind of just change. But, like, that's why I'm so, like, I feel like I'm electric. When people watch me, like, I sense people get, like when I'm doing a log press, like last year at Arnold's, like, I sensed that, like, electricity that was there. And then, when I'm celebrating, ripping my shirt off, like, bro, that's me. That's that kind of, that big ball of energy that's been building up, because you've got to control it. You've got to, like, got to just chill, okay, don't give it too much, don't give it, and then it's like, shades come on. As soon as I put those sunglasses on, I don't know, I really struggle to kind of go back into that place. And that's probably where I'm trying with the other stuff I'm trying, like mantras, and like we talk a lot about flow state and stuff, and like sometimes when I'm like, if we're doing chanting or mantras, whatever, I'm almost back into that flow state, and I'm like almost watching myself from out here. It's like an outer body experience almost. It's so weird, it's so hard to describe. But like, I don't know, you just can't really remember. Like, I can't really remember any lifts I've done. Do you know, like, I can remember vaguely after celebrating, but I don't know. I don't know what's happened to me. Because normally I'm quite chilled out. I'm happy. Cold water makes me happy. But yeah, when I switch to that person, that's. Yeah, I feel like the strongest man in the world when I switch to that person, and that's what I think I need, is to have that.
I'm going to sign off on that. I was going to ask you some follow-ups, but I love that. And I do think that, the video that you watch the most of Mulliganbrothers is the Ali one, and it is that thing about greatness it's like misunderstood, and like real greatness is transcending a sport. It's about other people. It's about your impact. What did you use that for? And I think when I see you creating a platform and everything that you do, I know that it's with that Buddha heart. It's about having impact on other people's lives. Thank you so much to the Stoltman brothers for the last 3 years. That his experience has changed our lives. We are still passionately pursuing YouTube. I still think YouTube is going to be one of the biggest industries in the world, and I still think there's so much growth. And if people are interested in that, message me on Instagram. I'll try and help you out. If you want to start a YouTube channel, if you think you can help people out, I'm all for letting you guys in on anything that we know. But we also wanted to step into the world of film. We want to be the biggest documentary producers, whether they're released on Netflix, whether they're released on YouTube, whether they're released on Amazon. We want to be the biggest documentary producers of inspiring documentaries. And the Stoltman brothers giving us this opportunity allowed us to step into that world. I watched the draft the other day. It's been a long time since I watched the draft. I watched the draft the other day, And I cried my eyes out. I laughed. I cried. I laughed. I was empowered. I was motivated. I'm so excited for this documentary. Please keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, I'm excited. That's all I can say. Have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.